Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode number 76. You are thinking, wait, another one? 3 Case Closed videos in the same day? That's been unusual for you, especially when it comes to this series. Well, for this particular one, I'm covering the 19th film release for the series, Sunflyers Inferno, released in 2014. Yep, that's right. Oh, and the runtime of this movie is an hour and 52 minutes. You've released the series that I haven't watched yet. Next 2 films are pretty much the same length. This one, 1 hour. Quite a long movie, almost 2 hours. Yeah, that's the thing when it comes to these films. They're almost 2 hours long. Just wow, almost 5 years ago. This one was released in 2015. So yeah, not a time when I was basically watching anime that very much. I didn't get deep in anime about a few years ago. Anyways, this film basically was set up thanks to an episode of the TV show. Yes, the first filler episode. Yeah. So, yeah, it's basically a painting episode that helps set up this very movie. Because it was mentioned in the episode that Dredja, how do you pronounce his name? Is get Georgiki, I get his name, yeah. Now, the thing with this film is this. The whole main thing about this film, of course, features the Kaito kid, and it features his assistant, Jill, and it's a guy, Jill, and the inspector, and nobody else. I'm thinking, though, okay, if you're going to have people from the series Magic Kaito, you can have more people. I mean, yes, they have featured the high school detective character. He popped up in a couple stories, but that was basically it. But you probably think, okay, what about Kaito's love interest, who happens to be Inspector's daughter? She popped up for 1 episode, along with the witch from the series. She also popped up for 1 episode. Well, Kaito's mother's popped up for an episode of Flashback. But yeah, I'm not really sure why this is. When it comes to the Kaito kid, apparently we're only limited to like 3 people. Yeah. And he's interacted with, at this point anyways, most of the cast at this point. There's about 3 people he hasn't interacted with yet. Well, he's probably going to interact. There's a handful of characters he hasn't interacted with yet. And here's kind of interesting about this film. This is the first film in the series not to feature any of the regular police officers from the main series. The only person who's the actual police officer appears in the movie is the inspector from Magic Kaito. He's the only one who physically appears. I mean, yeah, there's other officers here, but once the case closed, no, this is the first one not to feature them, which is quite interesting. The whole plot of the movie is this. The Kaito kid is claiming he's going to steal the paintings. Why? Well, it's not revealed in the movie the reason why he wanted to steal them. Even Conan thinks it's weird, like, why is he after paintings for? And here's kind of the thing about this. It's never thoroughly explained what, I mean, he wants to stop another person who's after them, but why would he want them? He's after jewels. He's a jewel thief. He doesn't steal paintings. And plus, these things are, from they explain, is really heavy. Yep, and he, of course, the movie starts off with Jirichi at an auction buying one of Van Gogh's paintings, the one that's not the second one, buying for 300 million yen. Well, they refer to 300 millions. Basically 300 million yen. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money to buy for one painting. Even his, yeah, basically she's kind of treated as basically his niece, even though that she is basically her father's cousin. And a lot of the time, this is something quite interesting about him. Whenever he makes public appearances, he's always wearing kimono, which I'm like thinking that's weird. Yeah, it's one of like 2 times movie when he appears in public, he wears this kimono. He doesn't wear a suit. He like wears. I mean, I thought this was kind of weird. I would have thought though, like I get maybe for the auction, fine, whatever, but the auction is held in the United States. Why the heck would he bother to wear a kimono to an auction in the U.S.? That's kind of the strange thing. It's never really explained why he decided to do it. Heck, Sonicos, so they come along with it, which is quite interesting. This is probably the first movie that I can think of where Sonicos actually in the opening scene. Because a lot of the time, she doesn't really show up in about 10-15 minutes in the movie. Here, she's here for the very opening scene. And the kind of kid's here because that's kind of the thing when it comes to him. Like, with the exception of one time in this series, every single time this guy has shown up, Kaito Kid's always been there. Every single time. The only time this did not happen was in one filler episode that helps with this very movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's quite interesting though that it's like that. I mean, he's a character exclusive for Case Closed. And here's also quite interesting though. The guy has never appeared in the Magic Kaito manga. Not that I can think of, no. So, he's 6 foot by painting. And then we have reveal his, like, after he reveals his 7 samurai Japanese thing. Basically, a restoration artist, translation people, an actual police officer from the NYPD. Yeah, and here's kind of interesting about him, about this character. He was Charlie. Yes, Charlie, which, okay, that's a good American name. My nephew's name is Charlie. Yeah. And the thing is, his last name is never said in the movie. He just referred to as simply Inspector Charlie. Which I'm thinking, that's weird. Why the heck would you refer to an American by his... When he referred to his title of Inspector, why would you refer to him by his first name as part of it? That really makes no sense at all. And, yeah, and as for his reasoning of all this, well, because they're in New York, so why not feature NYPD? Okay. And apparently this man can speak Japanese. Which, the kind of thing is, he probably learned it at some point, possibly, but aside from the fact he's a police inspector, nothing else is revealed about him. And he's basically, oh yeah, get this device. What this device is? It's a plot point that is immediately dropped. It's like, that is actually one plot thread that is actually completely forgotten about halfway through the movie because the actual person is doing all the crazy nonsense like you're in a Vince McGill painting. Yeah, so we have another movie in a row. We introduce a plot point, and then halfway through the movie, it disappears and it's never mentioned again. Oh yeah, he thinks that the Kaito Kid is a terrorist, despite the fact there's no evidence to support that. Oh yeah, he's a murderer. Who did he kill? You think he killed Sorichi? No. I'm sure some people probably saw him. Basically, that Sorichi was actually Kaito Kid. Yeah. As far as I know, when they were transporting the plane back from the U.S. to Japan, nobody died on that flight. So, why is he accused of murder? Yeah, that's another thing that's dropped like halfway through the movie. Oh yeah, and the fact that he blames him for... Okay, he blamed him for bombing the plane. The bomb was on the door. Yeah, and it's also never explained. Okay, so we had these paintings be transported, and apparently no one decided to check and see if they were strapped in. I'm like, the person who was the actual person behind this, when did this person take the time to make sure, oh yeah, let's put a bomb on the outside of the plane? When did that happen? Also, here's something interesting though. The person who is the culprit, it's never revealed where they get his explosives from. Unlike in the last film, actually it was a couple films back before this one, the 17th film, they actually reveal where the heck the guy got the frickin' bombs from. This film, no idea where she got these bombs from, because it's never explained. Yeah, she has a bomb here in the museum. Basically, it's a woman basically who's behind this. At this Museum of Little Rock. Okay. They kind of show blueprints of it, and they kind of show the outside. It kind of looks like a one-story. From the outside, it looks like a one-story museum, but this is quite interesting. They apparently have 8 floors. Apparently, this thing is also built inside of a freaking mountain of all things. I've never heard of a museum like this before. Yeah, I mean the way this place looks, it kind of reminds me of a villain base from James Bond. Yeah, it's almost like, are you sure this wasn't basically previously a base for some big maniacal supervillain that the financial corporate group just happened to buy on a whim? But no, this is built into an action mountain by the group. Yeah, it's like this little twirl thing to that has a bunch of sunflowers. Yes. Now, they never reveal exactly what company designed this. It's never mentioned. It's assumed it's paid for by the Swedish financial group. It's paid for by them. Fine. But they don't reveal exactly, when the heck this museum... They don't say when the museum was built. It's like, oh, we have this property and we have this museum here. Okay. Yeah, the museum itself, some of the things about this museum is never thoroughly explained in the movie. It's like they kind of rush it in this movie. Yeah. And even and apparently Kato Kid, when the plane explodes, he takes time to save one of the paintings. Yeah, he saves one of the paintings, drops the building, and according to the people who actually look at it, aside from the smoke on it, it's perfectly fine. Yeah. Not a scratch on the painting. Yeah, something good for a 500-year-old painting, painted by the awesome Vincent van Gogh. Yeah, and also for some reason, I thought this was quite interesting though. Later on in the movie, there is a painting. There's a Leonardo da Vinci painting in the movie, where it's the Last Supper. Now they mentioned the whole Christ Last Supper thing, but they don't mention it's the Da Vinci painting. Yeah, it pops up a couple times in the movie. It pops up like, okay, apparently Kaoke wants this big, humongous, like I think it's about 10 million yen. Put this hotel with his museum director, not the one that the group is running, a different one, to get the 5th painting. And be in this room, be here this particular time. And Conan knows is basically that, well, because they refer to him as the cake killer, because that's the thing from the show. Yeah, that's something the movies that make it. That was something canon from the show. And he basically looks at the monitors. The Charlie, basically, he's the inspector. He knows that Conan's very intelligent for a little boy, and he's able to point out stuff really easily. So he allows him to sit in this chair, not bother anybody, look at the monitor, see if anything unusual. Okay. This is for Conan. I'm sure that probably, like, Maury is like, okay, he doesn't say anything about this at all. He just sits there, and of course he notices that the air pressure is acting a little weird. So he rushes over, grabs Master Key. Charlie goes with him, obviously, because he can't live the little kid by himself. Managed to get in the room, but apparently the Kaito Kid blew the window, allowed some of the money to flow out. How much money was flowing out of this building was never, they don't say exactly how much. Also, apparently the Kaito Kid leaked this whole deal to the press. Yeah, oh yeah, and apparently he returned the painting he stole previously, because he actually stole a painting. Apparently hid it behind the Last Supper. Yes. And Conan easily points out, though, like, look over there. And it's a painting. When to get behind there? Probably can't get put it there. Why, of all things, a Da Vinci painting? I have no idea. Because that's kind of the strange thing. Da Vinci was basically known for being a fantastic... I mean, he was known for many things, being an inventor, a painter. He did a lot of stuff. The Last Supper is one of the most famous things he did when he was alive, along with Mona Lisa. And do they refer to this painting as the Last Supper? Nope. It's basically Christ and his 12 disciples. Which, I don't know why in the world that is when it comes to Da Vinci. This is Leonardo da Vinci, the awesome Leonardo da Vinci. And they never mention my name. It's always Vincent van Gogh. Yeah, all about these sunflowers. From what I've heard about Vincent van Gogh, the man a lot of the time was depressed. And at one point he was put in a mental asylum. That's not a joke about when it comes to Vincent van Gogh. And yes, I do know about him showing up on Doctor Who. I've already seen it. It's a great episode. And I know that the actor has a spitting image of the actual live person. Yep. Yeah, so they had this exhibition, which, okay, that's good. But wouldn't they have like an opening night, have people dressed in suits? Why would the kids not like dress up? I think the one who kind of did it was Anita. She was the only one who kind of did. No one else did. Which I'm thinking, this is the open night for a exhibition. Why would these kids dress up? No idea. It's never explained. By the way, did they contribute anything to the plot of this movie? The answer is no. They don't. They don't do much of anything in the whole movie. Anita does some stuff in the movie. Not much. I mean, if you think of one character opposite the movie who does pretty much nothing, is Agasa. He contributes nothing to the plot. He pops up a few times, doesn't. Matter of fact, he's not even in the last scene of the movie. He's completely absent. He disappears like partway through the movie. He disappears like once they announce the whole exhibition for this, like tickets after this one scene. He's never sitting into the post-credit scene. Yeah. So after the whole money thing is thrown out, they eventually set the museum up. Conan basically asks, can his friends come along? Like, and Reach like, sure. And then after they leave, I'm surprised Conan didn't run back in basically to do this. Yeah, Lupin, and this is Jirichi's dog, smells something really weird about this present box was brought in. So he takes out Jirichi's hand, and it's actually sort of a flammable thing. Look it up that Charlie puts it out. And he recommends, yeah, we should probably steal this room. Like, okay, not a bad idea. And of course, think of some kind of kid. Yep. I gotta say, the scenes are actually really good, but I'll get more on it later. And after this, they have the actual exhibition. They go in with Rachel and with Ren, and they mentioned Sorichi got a ticket. My guess is the kind of kid must have snapped the ticket. It's possible. So everything pretty much goes nicely. Yeah, they have metal detectors, which is nothing unusual for a museum to have. And so these they show the paintings off. Everything goes smoothly until the Kaido kid, disguised as Sorichi, decided to drop his card. Conan picks up, and it's informed that he's there. So they pretty much have everybody quietly leave the museum. And apparently because Soneko happens to be the owner's niece, and Rachel's her best friend, they're allowed to stay. Despite the fact everybody else is told to leave. Okay. And then, of course, it's revealed that one of the people who's part of the group actually killed his brother. By accident, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like he accidentally killed his brother. Yeah, but he's going to face some justice for it. And then apparently at some point the culprit decided to sabotage a lot of the systems in this place, plant explosives, and apparently use these. I've seen these things in person. These metal like poles with the red rope. Use it to block paintings 2 and 5. Why? I'll get to basically the reasoning for it. The first one basically able to like 5 they basically unsecure it no problem. But in the case the first one, yeah, lucky enough that Ren just happens to come along, and of course you see Sorichi and Conan, and they both ask her, please use your strength to basically free this thing, and she pretty much uses her raw strength she's known for having, and she smashes the thing and thing gets free, no problem at all, and she gets knocked out due to all the explosions. And she was knocked out for quite a while. And then Conan, as Sorichi, decides to use the Bluetooth to contact everybody, reveal who the actual person behind all this nonsense is. And it's the restorator who's wearing the pink dress. Yeah, she's the Naosama. Yeah, she is pretty much the one responsible for all this. Because she's obsessed with Vince Van Gogh, and she thinks that paintings 2 and 5 are fake. But according to Sorichi, it was proven by 2 museums that these 2 paintings are in fact the real deal. So yeah, this woman just caused destruction of private property for no reason at all. But look at the paintings all safe, exception of 2, which apparently got stuck. How the heck got stuck? No idea. So Conan decides to use one of the elevator while basically Kid gets out. Rand gets her off perfectly fine. He, of course, uses the painting and, of course, one of his fireball soccer balls that he introduced in the last movie. For some reason, it's pop up in the show. For some reason, I don't know why. He basically just turns it, and then he basically turns fireball, and he's able to basically reaching the surface. He tries to get himself a surface, and he uses the soccer ball again, and he gets off perfectly fine. And is it Rage that goes, Rand goes rescue? No, it's Mori. Kagura Mori goes rescue him. Why? No idea why. Just cuz. Kid, of course, is let go because of the fact he actually was requested by his assistant, who actually was in love with the old lady who appeared a couple times in the movie. She had this brief scene with Anita, and it's all about her, and basically he sort of compliments her for staring at Conan. Yes. One thing I should point out though about Anita, like during her early appearances, she spent a lot of time staring at Conan. Why? Yeah, the reasoning for this is implied because she likes him. She stated the reason why because she wants to basically study his growth. But the actual reason is she likes him. Yeah. But that's that. Yeah, and also it's been a while since we had one of these moments where Amy does something to Conan. Of course, Amy, is the adorable little girl she is. Yeah, for some reason they kind of dropped everything related to her a while back. Yeah. But all in all, oh yeah, and also the post-credit scene. It's just basically Agasa panicking gets a ticket, but the commission will cancel anyways. Yeah, so the group just spent a lot of money making this exhibition, and they said they cancel it and probably lost a whole boatload of money because of it. Yeah. That's what the advisor gets for spending a lot of money. Yeah. Look how Sonico does not get poor because of this. Yeah. This is a good movie overall, but like I said, there's like one plot point that's dropped, the whole thing with this mysterious object. Yeah, I'm not sure what the heck that was. And also the culprit. Where she got the explosives is never explained. Yeah. But aside from that, it's still overall a pretty good movie. Rand, of course, gets a good amount to do. I know I keep calling her Rachel, but her name in the sub is Rand. Yeah, she gets a good amount to do, which I at least appreciate the writers for doing that. And yeah. But also, this is a movie without Conan knocking out Richard Moore. Why the heck? No. Well, there kind of is a reason why, because there's no way possible, because he's in separate locations, we can't equally do it. Last movie he did. This movie he didn't. Yeah. All in all, really good movie, okay? So, that's it for this particular review. I have no videos planned for today, though I have like several planned for tomorrow, which will be One Piece, Boruto, review the My Hero Academia, especially for that one, review the manga, Demon Slayer, and hopefully review for my first part for Goblin Slayer, okay? See you next video. Bye.